Hi, I'm State Senator Suzio with your legislative update from the Capitol. As most of you know, I was just elected to the legislature only a few months ago, so I'm the new guy on the block here and I'm learning a lot of interesting and new things. And one thing I've learned about this year is something called an implementer bill. An implementer bill is a bill that's used to implement the budget, and it usually contains dozens if not hundreds of items in it. Most of them are non-controversial, but sometimes the legislature tries to sneak in some controversial points. Pork barrel spending, for example, and sometimes some very controversial stuff. Well, last week was my first implementer bill, and it contained a whopper, a doozer of a controversial piece in it. It contained what's called the early release program for criminals who are in Connecticut prisons. Basically, it allows criminals who are residing in our prisons to earn early release time by just behaving and abiding by the rules in the prison. And a prisoner can earn up to 5 days in a month, and over a year, 60 days. This means basically that a prisoner who's in a prison sentence for 10 years can accumulate almost 2 years of early release if he or she behaves according to the prison rules. Now, for nonviolent offenders, this is not an issue. I don't think there's a big problem. Most of us would say, fine, if somebody's reformed and is improving, let them out early. But the bill last week allowed criminals who have committed violent crimes to get out of prison early. And I want to read to you a little bit of a list of some of the crimes some of these people may have committed, and they'll be able to get out early into your community. Manslaughter in the first degree. Assault on an elderly, blind, disabled, pregnant, or mentally retarded person. Strangulation. Forcible rape. Promoting prostitution and kidnapping. These are just some examples of the violent and extreme crimes that criminals who have committed them will now be able to get out of prison earlier and into your community. This is something that all Republicans opposed and was passed strictly on a party line vote, the Democrats supporting it. I urge you to contact your Democratic legislator, if you have one in your community, and let them know that you strongly disapprove of this implementer bill 6650 and the early release program provided in it that will allow violent criminals into our community sometimes 2 and 3 years earlier than their scheduled prison sentence. I'm Suzio, speaking to you from Hartford with your latest legislative update.